Hey traders, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about Vinco Ventures, ticker symbol BBIG. Now, today was a massive day for the stock. We saw something we've been waiting for a couple months now with the Gemini valuation services third-party valuation of Lemotive and Zash come out. And the numbers from that are very, very impressive, especially when we keep in mind where BBIG is currently trading at and what its current market cap is. So in this video, I'm going to break all that down and then break down what needs to happen next in order for BBIG to start realizing some of those massive gains that we are getting insinuated with when it comes to this valuation. After that, as always, going to take a look at the charts, breaking down key levels, key indicators, and more, so we know how to best play the stock moving forward. So without any further ado, leave a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's get started. All right, so here we have it, the news we've been waiting for now for a couple of months. We got the tweet from Zash Global this morning that told us that the most recent Gemini valuation services valuation of Zash and Lemotive as of June 30th is a low of $4 billion and a high of $6 billion. These are extremely important numbers, especially to BBIG's bullish thesis surrounding this merger, surrounding what a powerhouse Lemotive can be in the future. And I think that, this is right around the range I was predicting, a little bit lower, actually. However, nevertheless, this is very, very good, especially when you're trying to evaluate now, where does BBIG go from there? So with this valuation, if the merger were to be completed rather, we would see BBIG be one of the most undervalued stocks on the market. They currently trade with a market cap of around 129 million. And when that merger is completed, they're going to own 100% of Lemotive. They are going to have that $4 billion company be part of their portfolio. And yet their current market cap is only 130 million. We could see massive, massive gains here. I talked about this on my Twitter at Dr. Magoops a few weeks ago when we did kind of see some more news and numbers come out from Lemotive, saying that essentially Lemotive is getting about 300 million views per month compared to TikTok, which has about 17 billion views a month. And that's essentially meaning that we were predicting it could be worth 1/56th of what TikTok is. And if we divide TikTok's most recent valuation at 450 billion by 56, we got a valuation for Lemotive at 8 billion. So we were pretty close when trying to kind of figure out where Lemotive would be valued compared to TikTok. Ultimately, it is a little bit lower, but nevertheless, when we're taking a look at a $4 to $6 billion company trading at 150 million market cap, we are seeing that there is a lot of room to grow. I'm not talking about doubling or tripling in price. I'm talking about, going up 10 times or 20 times from current levels. So this is obviously very great news. However, it's not finished yet. Okay. Today, the stock did go up about 12%. So things are looking good. However, there still are a few important things that need to happen in order for us to realize those gains and start to see the stock really skyrocket. The first, we need to see this valuation news become officially released. Okay, Zash tweeted it out, which is good. However, if you search up BBIG on Google, you're not seeing any articles pop up about this valuation because they haven't officially filed this PR. Once that does become official, we are going to see probably a lot more eyes on this news and then a lot more volume and bullish momentum in the market. And then the second thing, the more important thing, is we have to at least see some sort of update on the merger with Zash being completed. Right now, we've seen the merger attempt to be completed 3 times. We've gotten a bunch of different pushbacks, a bunch of different dates promised to us, and yet nothing has happened. And that's ultimately what is scaring investors off currently. If we do see that the merger can get completed, or at least an update saying, we project it to be completed by, this date, then we are going to see a lot more volume return to the stock. So those are the two things we're waiting for. But once that does happen with the news that came out today, we are going to realize massive gains here. Like I said, with this new valuation, we are looking at one of the most undervalued stocks rather, on the market right now. But with all that being said, let's now hop into the chart. So as you guys can see, the news came out pre-market today, and we got this massive gap up from about 310 to 360 at open. And from there, we've just been kind of matriculating in this zone all day, kind of holding nicely above the VWAP this afternoon and the 9-day EMA. So those are obviously good signs, but also struggling to get back above this 360 support and go to retest the 50 moving average and the 21-day EMA. So we're kind of sitting, just in this waiting zone, essentially kind of waiting to make a decision. Now, we do still have about 50 minutes left to go before market close. However, taking a look at the indicators, we are trending above the VWAP, and I do expect that with this good news, we will be able to hold it, meaning that the bulls are going to be in control of tomorrow's trading session. Aside from that, we also did cross above the 9-day EMA. That is the shortest term moving average that I use, meaning that very short term, this stock has taken a very bullish turn. It's now giving off a bullish buy signal. However, we are still trailing under some of our longer term moving averages, specifically the 50-day moving average at 371 and the 21-day at 373. We are very, very close to these levels. If we can break above, all of a sudden the stock is going to get a lot more bullish, but also expect a lot of resistance at this level because the bears are going to be doing whatever they can to hold it down. A little bit longer term than that, the last moving average we need to take a look at is the 200-day moving average, which still sits all the way down here at 264. So super long term and super short term, this stock is now sitting in bullish territory. And that should be at least a relief to some people who've just been watching a brutal sell-off happen over the last couple of weeks. Last indicator to take a look at is the RSI. And as we can see here, despite the big 15% move up here today, we are still sitting in very neutral levels. We are not overbought right now. This stock still does have a lot of room to run if more news comes out and if the volume returns to the stock. So that is definitely a positive for BBIG bulls. But finally, now let's take a look at our support and resistance levels headed into tomorrow's trading session. So we're going to start on the support side. And as you guys can see, no major support really on a historical level until 330. However, we do seem to be establishing a bit of a support level right here at this 9-day moving average, with the VWAP being right here around the 350 to 353 level. So that's going to be kind of an important range to hold. If it doesn't, I do expect a retest of 330, and we should see a lot more buyers on a technical side buying right around here. If that doesn't hold, we're going to go back to this level we've been sitting at for the last couple of days, right around 305. Those are going to be your big three support levels to watch out for. When it comes to support, I always do say that if you are looking to open a position or add to your position, you should always target support levels. By doing so, you end up minimizing your risk and maximizing your upside. Speaking of upside, our first resistance level is going to be right here at 360. We've been testing and trying to break above it a couple of times. I don't think that the volume is there today for the reasons I mentioned earlier. Okay, we haven't gotten the official PR drop about the valuation. And also, we still are needing kind of more updates and more communication on the merger with Zash. After that, we're going to have this big zone from 370 to 375. That's actually where our moving averages are. If we do get above this, I do expect a quick retest of 385, but the main retest will be at $4. Okay. And above $4, things could start to get really fun. Those are what we're looking at for resistance zones. Final thing to take a look at is going to be the volume. So, yes, we did get definitely a big volume spike, especially in the morning with the news coming out. However, as we all know, this is not the volume that BBIG needs to really skyrocket. We've seen days even just as soon as last Thursday or Wednesday where we had about 50 million shares trading hands. So 15 million in the grand scheme of things is not a lot. I'm still considering it a lower volume day. Like I said, wait for the actual news to drop, and then we can start to see some really fun things happen with price action. When the volume does return to this stock, there is a lot of room to run here in order for it to achieve its fair value. But you let me know what you think happens next. I'm always interested to hear your guys' feedback. If you have any questions for me, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you like this video, hit me with a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to the channel. And aside from that, have a great rest of your night.